What's going on, Quotation Nation? QuotebyLee coming at you with another brand new Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer analysis and Pokemon review. And today we have another special guest joining us. We have the Lane Train.
What's going on, peoples?
So today, like I said, we are going to be going over the information that was in the latest trailer. We're not going to be watching the trailer in this episode, but it will be linked in the description. And before we get into it, as always, guys, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're at 7 subscribers. We want to get to 10. Come on, guys, just hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. And if you have any comments and thoughts on any of the new Pokemon, then go ahead and leave them in the comments below. So, first thing we are going to jump into are the mid-evolution for the starter Pokemon. So, we will start as soon as my computer wants to load. We're going to be starting with Dartrix, which is the Rowlet evolution. He is the Blade Quill Pokemon. So, right off the bat, honestly, I'm not a big fan of his design. Rowlet was like super cool. Rowlet was like the best looking starter Pokemon, and its mid form is just like lacking. What do you think, Lane Train?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a letdown, but then again, I think about any second evolution, most of them aren't that great. It's kind of just the ground for like an amazing third stage, and I'm not too disappointed. I think it looks fine. It just, to me, it gives me hope that the third stage will look pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So
it
looks like a bow tie looking thing. Pretty sweet.
I mean, I remember in the trailer when they're like playing with it though, like when its eye opens, it was just I was like, oh no, that was so bad looking. It was just terrible. But yeah, we have Dartrix. It's still grass flying with the overgrow ability. Obviously, well, not obviously, but most Pokemon have a second hidden ability. So hopefully this will get a little bit better ability. The only thing I really want to note, I don't like doing a lot of reading, guys, so I'm not going to read all this stuff to you. If you want to, you can go ahead and check out the website. One thing I did want to point out, though, is in the last paragraph, it talks about how it is sometimes even retires from battle on the spot because, you know, if it gets messed up or dirty or whatever, he's got to groom himself. And then it says it's up to each trainer to help Dartrix overcome this troublesome stage. So, you know, it's kind of like a mid-teen. He's got like that comb over. He's like this dark, depressing teenage type of Pokemon, and it's our job to help him get out of that stage. And it says if this Pokemon with his trainer who helps it through, its strength will grow hugely. So that makes me have a lot of hope for the stage 2 to have like a really good ability, really good stats, and something like that. So that is Dartrix. Now we will go to the fire starter, which is Torracat. Now this one I actually really like. Linton I wasn't a huge fan of. Linton doesn't look bad, but I really did like Torracat as far as the mid stages go. It's definitely the best one in my opinion. Still just keeping that fire typing. A lot of people were suspecting it's either going to be fire dark or fire fighting. I'm kind of up in the air. But yeah, the design wise looks cool. It's got the little flame sack on his neck. Yeah, what do you think about this one?
Definitely better than the first stage. I didn't really care for the first one as well. Now this one's making me change my mind because initially I was going to go with Rowlet, but I'm kind of looking at Linton. So
I mean,
easily the best second stage out of the 3.
Yeah, definitely the best second stage. I'm just worried because the Chinese leaks. Maybe I'll throw some pictures up on this video, but probably not. The Chinese leaks have this Pokemon turn into like a wrestler, and he's like standing on his behind legs. And it's just, I don't know. I would rather see him be like a saber-toothed tiger.
That's kind of where I saw it going.
But I don't know. It's kind of hard
That'd be
to tell.
cheap because then it'd be another firefighting.
Yeah, we don't need another firefighting. We had
I think they know to stay away from that again.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind Fire Dark because we only have Houndoom and Houndour as far as I can recall for Fire Dark. There's probably another one out there that I can't think of. But so this one, I like this last bit. It says the Cat Punch that this Pokemon can dish out with its strong forelegs, is extremely powerful. It can bend iron bars and knock out large men with a single blow. And so a lot of other people have been suspecting, like, because his legs are so strong that eventually his third form he'll be able to stand, which is kind of where they're thinking the leak may be right.
Yeah.
Hard to tell, but I really do like its design. Again, we have Blaze for the ability. I could definitely see this thing getting something better. You know, I mean, I feel like they're trying to not make the starters OP, but it's like we haven't really had that many competitively viable starters. The only ones I can think of that are good without Mega Evolution are like Greninja, Blaziken, Feraligator's pretty good, Charizard, and Venusaur. Other than that, most of the starters are kind of bad. So I'd like to see them do better with the starters and give them some good abilities. And then we get on to the biggest disappointment of my life.
Yeah.
We've got Brian, the pop star Pokemon.
I thought you said Brian.
It looks like Brian to me.
I'm gonna say
it's probably
this is
Brown
Brian.
But I call this thing Brian. This is Brian. It's the pop star Pokemon. I'm not too disappointed by the design just because the Chinese leaks make it look like it's going to be like a siren type mermaid, so I can see the direction they're going. But from Popplio to this, just it makes it look so much girlier, and I don't like Pokemon that are designed like towards one gender, because it's like I would obviously only want to have a female one of these, and I usually like to have male Pokemon. But yeah, what do you think of this design-wise and this Pokemon just in general?
Well, like, I wouldn't mind a female one like that, but they always make it like, it's starters, it's always 75% of the time they're males.
And 25% female, yeah.
It's just disappointing because you and me both, we're both water starter guys, and this is probably the most disappointing one.
I mean, on my playthrough of Pokemon Moon for the channel, I am still going to choose Popplio because I have never played a Pokemon game for the first time ever without choosing the water starter. Yeah. But when I stream, I think I'm going to be choosing Litten because this is just, I mean, Torrent, not a great ability. It looks pretty ugly. I mean, there is a lot of potential because there's a lot of talk that this could be the first water fairy type. And so
that would redeem it a lot.
That would make it, because water typing is the most used typing in the game, because most water Pokemon can learn Scald, which is the best move in the game, in my opinion. And so water Pokemon are really, really popular. So a water fairy would really, really help this Pokemon, I think. And I don't know. A lot of the water starters, especially the earlier Blastoise and Feraligatr, it's pure water, and then we get Mudkip, that gets ground, and so I don't know. I like having them have the dual typings, and so I definitely want to see a dual typing on this.
And fairy makes most sense when you think about it. So, and that would make it just way more useful for numerous reasons.
We'll read a little bit here. Brian always acts cheery and positive. Way to go, Brian! Even when it's feeling sad, this Pokemon doesn't allow its sorrow to show. It's said that Brian will only... It just sounds so funny reading it as Brian. It's said that Brian will only reveal a sad expression to a Pokemon or trainer to whom it has opened its heart completely. So it's a sappy little Pokemon. But there we go. We have Brian. So those are the new Pokemon that we got to see in the trailer. And now we're going to talk about a couple of the cool features that were introduced. So the first thing we're going to hop into is the Festival of Plaza. We're not going to go super in-depth. First of all, we get to see a really cool picture here. We see a Charizard. We see a Tauros, a guy riding a Tauros, Pikachu, Litten, Rowlet. I can't tell what that is. Maybe a Bounsweet. We got the Drifloon. Over there we got the Rotom Dex. Just a really cool little picture there that depicts sun and moon. So what the Festival Plaza is this place. It's a communication feature place where you can like meet up with new people around the world and participate in events. What it says is this is a place where the festivities never stop as Pokemon trainers from around the world meet and mingle. So it's just something, a couple extra quests to keep the longevity of the game going, never feel bored. This is something, you know, we can stream just for a couple hours, just hanging out in here and doing stuff. What do you think of the Festival Plaza, and do you think it's a good addition to the game?
Yeah, I mean, any more like features to interact with people that bring the Pokemon community together, it's always a good thing. Me, I almost never use these, but this one I probably will. I'll definitely check it out because like I just play the game and train up guys, and that's it for me. But this one I might actually get into.
And so this is run. This whole place is run by the trial captain Sophocles, which I believe he is the trial captain for the third island, as far as I can tell. And then, so he runs this place because he's like an electric guy, so I guess this place runs on electricity, and he's a fun-loving guy. Something, I don't know. So it's cool. You can connect with other players, you can battle, you can trade here. The one thing I did want to touch on that I really think is cool is these missions. So as your Festival Plaza rank goes up, you'll gain the ability to host missions where multiple players can try to compete a certain goal together. And so the first mission that we're going to have is going to come in late November, and that's in the other tab for the global link. And so we're going to have, we're going to be having a mission that's all about catching Pokemon, is what I said. And so being able to catch a lot of Pokemon, and I guess we're going to have some kind of reward, which I think is really, really cool. It looks like we lost the call. We're going to get Lane Train back in here. There he is. There's Lane Train. We got him back. So we were just talking about how...
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, it's all good. We were just talking about a little bit how we're going to have the missions and everything. I just touched base on the first mission, which is catching a lot of Pokemon. And so now we're going to hop into the island hop at the Poképalazzo. And this is really, really cool. I was looking at this for a couple minutes earlier, this picture that we first see, just because I wanted to kind of see if there was any new Pokemon in these pictures, but I didn't see anything. We have the Pyukumuku, Drampa, Rockruff, the Alolan Raichu, we got the Togedemaru, Oricorio, Charjabug, Crab Guy, I forget his name, Crabrawler, Lycanroc, Cutiefly. We got Harambe, my boy, out there. We got the other Lycanroc, a Bounsweet, and then we have this Florantis, I think is its name. And so this is the Poképalazzo. So a Palazzo is a group of islands that are typically connected. We can see here, it looks like there's 5 islands, and then in the middle is this hut. And in the trailer, we see this guy named Mon. Like, what up, Mon? That's his name, and I guess he's the guy that takes care of it. So Poképalazzo is a paradise for Pokemon in the PC boxes. So we have a couple different islands. First thing I want to talk about is the Isle of Beans, which is cool. So Pokemon visiting Isle of Beans, which you can visit from the start, may sometimes choose to join your party. A Pokemon that displays a heart icon in the bubble above its head has taken a liking to you. And this is a really cool feature because, as we see in this screenshot, we see a Skarmory, a Scyther, and a Pikipek. And we get to see the natures. So it's really going to be something I think that is used a lot to be able to find those Pokemon that have the right natures, especially for breeding purposes. You're probably not going to get any Pokemon with crazy IVs from this, but being able to get the natures you need is definitely an advantage. So what do you think about this first island that we have here?
I mean, that pretty much covers what interests me, is just simply being able to get the natures you want. Like, takes the grind out of like hunting down the right one and stuff, and it's just one less step you gotta do. And they did it in a very creative way too. And just looking at like the icon of the island with like the Pikachu on the left and all them, it actually kind of reminds me of like Digimon.
I was just about to say, I was like, it's just like the Digimon. What game was that? Dusk and Dawn,
it was like,
or the one before?
And World DS and all that, and like I spent hours just kind of messing around in there. So this is, I'm definitely excited for this.
So with this, I know this isn't quite the play with your Pokemon or the Pokemon Ami. In that you have the Puffins. In this you have these like jelly beans, which they don't really explain too much, but the name is Isle of Beans. So I'm guessing this beanstalk is where these jelly beans come from. You can feed the Pokemon. And I'm thinking that's how you're going to get the heart icon on whatever the Pokemon is. So that is the Isle of Beans. Pretty cool. Did they talk about the other islands, or did they only talk about these 2 islands? I think they only talked about
all they vaguely said was like how they can go treasure hunting, like bring back up. Like they haven't really elaborated that.
I think that's really, really cool because, you know, some of these stones, you know, are hard to find. So we have the Isle Apun, I guess, Isle Apun. Once you develop it, you may be able to obtain valuable items. So that's kind of interesting once you develop it. So I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of story thing that they make us do, maybe some kind of quest before we can use this item, this island. But as you can see, in the trailer, it shows your Pokemon like walking into this cave and then they come back and you get different things. You get Dusk Stones and Float Stones, Moon Stones, which I really like because like in Pokemon Y, I think it was, the only way you could get a Dusk Stone, you could find one in like Terminus Cave.
Yeah.
And then the only other way you could do it was doing the super training. And I hate super training. Super training was the worst. And so I think this makes it a little more creative, a little more viable, and easier to get the stuff, which I like. Okay, now what was next? We have, before we go into play the demo, we're just gonna talk about Mega Evolution. So it has finally been confirmed that Mega Evolution is in Pokemon Sun and Moon. And it just gives a quick synopsis on what Mega Evolution is. By now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what it is. Put your stone in your bracelet, evolve. That's what it is. Okay. That pretty much covers it. One thing I do want to touch base on is if you go into the tab for the Pokemon Global link, it talks about the different rules and stuff. And from what I've read, and we will go over this in a different video, from what I've read, it looks like Megas will not be legal in competitive play. And so that kind of makes me think, what is the point of having Megas? Is it just like, you know, we can't get rid of them, so here they are? What do you think about that?
I think that's exactly it, because I don't know how you can explain going from having them and the people that just love having them in the game to just not at all. Mm-hmm. It'd just be easier just to ban them from any competitive play, which I'm not sure how I feel about yet. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think with the introduction of Z moves, I'd rather have one move that does a lot of damage than have Mega Kangaskhan sweeping over a team. Yeah. I think it makes it a little more balanced, and we'll see how the game develops and see what they do for competitive.
Yeah, because I mean, I would have been bummed if they completely got rid of Mega Evolutions, because it is cool and fun to see it, especially when you play through the story. It's nice to have, but other than that,
and I definitely think that Mega Evolution has a place in the game, and so
exactly.
But one thing that they showed, I don't know if it was, I think it was in the trailer. If you pause it and at one of the points, it looks like you can buy the most Mega Stones through the through BP battle points. So I'm guessing Battle Maison is going to be back in the game, and it's probably going to be post game to get most of these Mega Evolutions. And so now we're going to get into the last little bit of this, which is play the demo, which is super cool. We're going to hop right into it, and I'm so excited for this. So beginning October 18th, that is only 14 days away from yesterday, so 13 days now.
13.
Yeah, trying to do math. Pokemon Sun and Moon special demo version will be available in Nintendo eShop. This is your chance to meet the Pokemon that can be found in November 18th, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Ash-Greninja, the Pokemon that appears with the hero Ash in the animated TV series Pokemon the Series XYZ, will also appear in this game. And this is so exciting. I don't know how I feel about Ash-Greninja because I haven't used it. I don't really know much about the anime, but it looks sweet. What do you think? What do you think about this demo? Are you excited to play it?
Oh, for sure. And I'm really excited to get the Ash-Greninja. And it's something, kind of brings up something I've always wondered if they would do in the game, because I briefly skimmed through like the anime just to see what he was about and how Ash developed like a full-on bond with him, and that's what brought that out. And his look is based on Ash's clothes roughly, and that's how he got that. And I've always wondered if they'll ever kind of introduce something like that to where like if you fully bond with a specific Pokemon, it'll do something like that. Because like they already have to where you change your clothes.
Yeah.
Game, so it would almost like just basically alter certain colorations in certain areas and achieve a bond. And like I'm excited to get Ash-Greninja. Ever since I heard about it in the anime, I've wanted one because
pretty sweet. Like and so So like Lane Train said, you will be able to bring Ash-Greninja into your full version of Pokemon Sun and Moon once the game launches, which is really, really cool. Let's take a look at Ash-Greninja real quick. So powered up by the Bond phenomenon. Still the ninja Pokemon, Water Dark, looks sweet. He's got that shuriken on his back now. And he's got the ability Battle Bond, which we saw in the trailer. And it says here, Greninja that becomes Ash-Greninja have an ability that no Pokemon has ever had before, Battle Bond. The Battle Bond ability triggers this Pokemon's form change to Ash-Greninja after it causes an opponent's Pokemon to faint. When the battle ends, the Pokemon returns to its original Greninja form. So you have to knock out a Pokemon before it turns into this. And I'm guessing it's going to get some kind of speed boost or stat boost to this Pokemon. What do you think about this ability? And do you think any other Pokemon will have the Battle Bond ability? Or is it just something Greninja is going to get?
I think it's... my first thought is that this is probably just a testing phase for this. Like, I don't think that anybody else will have it this generation or this game, but like when they come out with whatever Sun and Moon's third would be, or the remake of Diamond Pearl, whatever they do, they'll probably bring it into that if people take a liking to it in this. But I'm definitely excited to try it out. Yeah.
And so one thing it does say is Ash-Greninja's leg strength has been enhanced compared to an ordinary Greninja, making it difficult to see because of the speed at which it can move. It takes out its enemies in a flash. It becomes able to make a giant water shuriken on its back and throw them in rapid succession. So it looks like he's going to get a speed boost. Like, Greninja really needs it because he's got base 122 speed anyways. So they're just going to make him faster and dish out a little more damage, I think, which is really, really cool. Like you said, I don't think they're going to have any other Pokemon with a Battle Bond quite yet. I
wonder if you can breed it, though.
That's
because, like, the stats of this, is it going to be, like, ultra competitive stats, or is it going to be, like...
Yeah, because, I mean, if you want good IVs and stuff on it, obviously you'll be able to EV train it, but if you want the IVs...
Yeah, so
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to breed this one. I'm wondering is if I can reset the demo and try to get a shiny one, because I would love to get a shiny Ash-Greninja. We're going to go back to this tab, and there's a couple other things I want to talk about. Right here is just the download information. I'm not going to talk about that. But it says under this picture, a Pokeball containing a Greninja from a certain someone, an adventure separate from those in Pokemon Sun or Pokemon Moon is about to begin. Now, this is what I'm thinking. So, the biggest thing I don't like about Ash-Greninja with its Battle Bond is it turns into Ash-Greninja. I play as a character that is not Ash, so how is it turning into Ash-Greninja? So, if this is a separate adventure, are we going to see Ash finally in a Pokemon game in this episode or trial version of the game, and he gives us Ash-Greninja, and that's why it can... Because we already know that he's going to be going to Alola in the anime, and I don't know, it just seems like if they're going to give us Ash-Greninja, he has to be in the game somehow. What do you think about that?
Actually, yeah, that could make sense. Like, maybe he's finally like some high-ranking Pokemon trainer, like he finally achieved something, and we'll just see him in the game, because like every other character but him has been in the game. So
yeah.
And 20-year anniversary of Pokemon in general, I'd say now is a pretty good time to...
Yeah, I mean, I'd be really excited to see Ash finally in a Pokemon game. I don't know if he'll be in the full version of Pokemon Sun and Moon, but, I mean, it says you get it from a certain someone. Who else
even just the
Unless
demo.
It's like Professor Oak, and he's like, yo, Ash put his Greninja in this Pokeball. I'm just going to give it to you, because screw Ash.
All the Tauros would take way too much room.
But... yeah, so that's my thoughts. As far as the demo goes, I'm wondering how long of a demo it's actually going to be. I'm thinking it's only going to have like an hour and a half of gameplay.
Yeah.
Maybe we get to do like 5 or 6 Pokemon battles, catch a couple Pokemon, possibly see a couple evolutions for Pokemon we haven't seen, like Picky Peck. That would be something that I'd be excited. But yeah, this demo comes out on October 18th, and we're definitely going to be doing a couple episodes of it, maybe stream some of it. And, you know, we're just really, really excited for this game. So that is going to end the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We had a lot of information. Let me know what you guys thought about the information down in the comments below. What are your favorite parts from the trailer if you haven't checked it out? Also, I will link the Japanese trailer as well, because I think they had a couple other scenes in there that you get to see. But yeah, super excited. Let me know if you're going to be playing Pokemon Sun or Pokemon Moon. You have anything else to say, Lane Train?
Almost there.
Almost there. Oh, and last thing, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 10 subscribers. I checked my YouTube today and I was at 7, and I was so happy because I've been sitting at 6 for so long, and now we're at 7, and super, super exciting. So share this video, share it with your friends if you like Pokemon. Just trying to grow the channel. And as always, guys, if you're not hydrating, you're dehydrating. Quote by Lee.